Last day of school nightmares, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have something truly chilling for you. We're diving deep into the heart of childhood, a time that should be filled with laughter and joy, but instead we're twisting it into something sinister. These are 3 disturbing true last day of school horror stories that will make you think twice about celebrating the end of the school year. We'll explore the dark side of summer break where shadows linger, and the carefree atmosphere takes on a sinister tone. So, lock your doors, turn off the lights, and get ready to delve into the unsettling world of last day of school horror stories. Our first story takes us to the hallowed halls of Northwood High, a place where knowledge and terror collide. It's the last day of school, a time for celebration, but in room 213, a different kind of lesson is about to unfold. The air hangs heavy with the scent of chalk dust and forgotten dreams. The once vibrant classroom, now stripped bare, echoes with the ghosts of lessons past. There's an almost palpable sense of unease, as if the very walls themselves are watching, waiting.
We've heard the whispers, the legends passed down through generations of students. Rumors of strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and a lingering feeling of dread that permeates the room.
As we step inside, the door creaks shut behind us, as if sealing our fate. The air grows colder, sending shivers down our spines.
They laugh it off, trying to mask their growing unease, but deep down, a primal fear begins to take root. One by one, they share their stories, each tale more unsettling than the last. Stories of flickering lights that seem to have a life of their own, disembodied whispers that dance on the edge of perception, and the chilling feeling of being watched by unseen eyes.
As the sun begins its slow descent, casting long, eerie shadows across the room, we decide to test the limits of the supernatural. We gather in a circle, our hands trembling as we reach out to touch a Ouija board, its planchette cold and lifeless beneath our fingertips.
The air crackles with anticipation, a mixture of fear and excitement coursing through their veins. They ask their questions into the darkness, their voices barely above a whisper, hoping for a sign, a message from the other side, and then it moves. The planchette glides across the board, seemingly guided by an unseen hand. Letters are spelled out, forming words that send a chill down their spines. Messages from beyond the grave filled with warnings and despair. Panic sets in. They try to break the connection, to sever the tie to the spirit world, but it's too late. The room seems to close in around them, the air thick with malevolence.
Look! In the corner, do you see it?
There, shrouded in shadow, stands a figure. Its eyes glow with an eerie light piercing the darkness, and a cold, ethereal voice seems to whisper their names. They scramble to their feet, their hearts pounding in their chests, and make a mad dash for the door. But the door, once unlocked, is now sealed shut. They're trapped, imprisoned with an entity that seems to feed on their fear. They pound on the door, their screams echoing through the empty hallways, but no one comes to their rescue. The figure in the corner draws closer, its laughter a chilling symphony of madness. As darkness envelops the room, their screams are silenced, their fate unknown. The next morning, the school is eerily silent, the hallways deserted. But in room 213, a faint cold breeze whispers through the broken window, carrying with it the sound of children's laughter, twisted and distorted by the shadows. Our next story takes us to the bustling hallways of Sunnyside Elementary, where innocence and terror collide. The last day of school is usually a joyous occasion, filled with the promise of summer adventures. But for one young student, it becomes a day etched in tragedy and shrouded in mystery.
Emily Carter, a bright-eyed 10-year-old girl with a contagious laugh, was last seen skipping down the hallway, her backpack bouncing playfully against her small frame. She was on her way to meet her friends at the school gates, eager to share stories of summer plans and endless days of fun. But Emily never made it to the gates.
As the final bell rang, signaling the start of summer break, Emily's friends waited anxiously at their usual meeting spot. Minutes turned into an eternity, and a knot of worry began to twist in their stomachs. Where was Emily?
Their initial concern quickly escalated into panic as they searched the school grounds, their calls for their missing friend echoing through the now deserted hallways. Emily was gone, vanished without a trace. The police were called, their sirens shattering the peaceful silence of the suburban neighborhood. The school was cordoned off with yellow tape, transforming the once familiar building into a crime scene. Days turned into weeks, and still, there was no sign of Emily. The community was gripped by fear, the joy of summer vacation replaced with a chilling dread. Where could she be? The investigation revealed nothing. No witnesses, no ransom demands, no signs of a struggle. It was as if Emily had simply vanished into thin air.
Theories ran rampant, each more outlandish than the last. Some whispered of a shadowy figure lurking near the school grounds, preying on unsuspecting children. Others spoke of secret tunnels and hidden passageways, remnants of the school's long-forgotten past.
But amidst the speculation and fear, one clue emerged, a chilling detail that sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned investigators. A student, too terrified to come forward initially, claimed to have seen Emily talking to a stranger on the day she disappeared. A man, tall and imposing, with piercing blue eyes that seemed to bore into your very soul. He had offered Emily candy, the student said, his voice a hypnotic whisper that promised adventure and excitement. Emily, her guard lowered by the man's disarming smile, had reached out to take the treat, her small hand disappearing into his large calloused one. The student, too afraid to intervene, had watched in horror as the man led Emily away from the school grounds, her laughter fading into the distance. The police investigated every lead, every whisper, every fleeting shadow, but Emily Carter was never found. Her disappearance remains unsolved to this day, a chilling reminder that even in the sanctuary of childhood, darkness can lurk around every corner. And so, the legend of the vanishing student lives on at Sunnyside Elementary, a cautionary tale whispered among the children, a reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved. Our final story takes us to the dimly lit corridors of Crestwood High, where youthful mischief takes a sinister turn. The last day of school is upon us, and for a group of seniors, it's a time for one final prank, a legendary stunt that will cement their place in school folklore. But their quest for notoriety soon transforms into a desperate fight for survival as their prank spirals out of control, unleashing a terrifying chain of events.
The group, known for their elaborate and often controversial pranks, had been planning this one all year. They wanted to leave their mark, a final act of rebellion before stepping out into the real world.
Their target, Principal Thompson, a stern and unforgiving disciplinarian who ruled the school with an iron fist.
Their plan was simple, yet audacious. To replace the contents of Principal Thompson's prized antique globe with a swarm of harmless insects. They imagined his reaction, the look on his face as he opened the globe to reveal a writhing mass of creepy crawlies. It would be the prank to end all pranks.
As the sun began its final descent, casting long, eerie shadows across the school grounds, the group stealthily made their way to Principal Thompson's office. They had carefully studied his routine, knew every creak of the floorboards, every blind spot in the security cameras. With practiced ease, they bypassed the alarm system and picked the lock on his office door.
The air inside was thick with the scent of old books and stale coffee, a testament to countless hours spent enforcing school rules and doling out punishments. They found the antique globe perched prominently on his desk, a symbol of his authority and their impending downfall. As they worked quickly to swap its contents with the insects, a sense of unease settled over them. The air grew heavy, as if the very walls themselves disapproved of their actions.
Unbeknownst to the pranksters, they were not alone. A shadowy figure shrouded in darkness watched their every move from the far corner of the room. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent intensity as it observed their every action, a sinister smile spreading across its face.
With the prank in place, the group made their escape, their laughter echoing through the empty hallways. They couldn't wait to witness the chaos they had unleashed. But their laughter was short-lived.
The next morning, the school was abuzz with a different kind of excitement, a mixture of shock and horror. Principal Thompson was missing, his office was in disarray, furniture overturned, papers scattered across the floor. And on his desk, where the antique globe once stood, was a single blood-red rose, its petals glistening with an unknown substance. The insects, it seemed, were the least of their worries.
Panic set in as the realization dawned on them. Their prank had gone horribly wrong. They had unleashed something sinister, something evil, into the halls of Crestwood High. And now, Principal Thompson was gone, vanished, without a trace. The search for Principal Thompson was extensive but fruitless. He had disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a palpable sense of dread.
The group of seniors, their youthful exuberance replaced with fear and guilt, were haunted by their actions. They had sought to create a legend but had instead become ensnared in a nightmare of their own making.
As the days turned into weeks, the mystery of Principal Thompson's disappearance deepened. Whispers of a curse, of a malevolent entity residing within the school walls, spread like wildfire through the student body. The once familiar hallways now seemed menacing, the air heavy with an unspoken threat. The group of seniors, forever bound by their secret, lived in a perpetual state of fear, haunted by the consequences of their final prank. They had learned a harsh lesson that day, a lesson etched in fear and regret. Some lines should never be crossed, and some pranks are better left unplayed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more chilling stories. And if you ever find yourself wandering the halls of your old school after dark, remember these tales. And remember, sometimes the end of the school year can be just the beginning of your nightmares. Sweet dreams.